It's amazing. I feel like home.
This is me, well, my shoulder, and this is how I interned at Dior with almost zero experience. So let me give you a little bit of background because I think it's a great story that showcases the power of determination and defying the odds. So I studied fashion design and fashion management at IFM in Paris, and at the end of my studies I had to do a 6-month internship, so I spent several months submitting countless applications and entering countless interviews. However, the more I saw opportunities, the more disappointment I encountered. It's like the more I wanted the internship, the more it got away from me. So I hit a really low point after almost scoring an internship. So I decided to take a chance and apply to Dior, fully aware that it was a pretty long shot and that I would never hear from them ever. But to my surprise, the very next day I received a call from them expressing their interest to do an interview with me. I didn't believe that. I thought they'd made a mistake with another candidate, a mix-up. But no. So the interview itself was pretty nerve-wracking, but it was a great experience. I shared my education background, my experiences, and my professional goals. And it lasted for around 15 minutes. And once again, to my surprise, 5 minutes later, after concluding the interview, someone from the HR department called me and offered me the internship. I'm sharing this because I think it's a great story from facing countless rejections to getting an internship at Dior with almost zero experience. So I interned as a product manager assistant. My main responsibility was to contribute to the entire leather goods and small leather goods development process. This means helping with the development of bags from their designs with the designers all the way to their manufacture in the Italian factories. So my daily tasks involve monitoring the collection plan, which basically is updating an Excel document with the latest information on each bags, the different colors, the materials, their sizes, and updating that document daily. Additionally, I conducted competitive analysis and market research. So it's examining competitive intelligence, price positioning, and trends to establish a consistent and compelling product offering. My favorite task was the close collaboration I had with the designers in the studio. And my work with them involved preparing detailed product briefs for the bags for each collection and project. And through regular follow-ups with the studio and the suppliers, I helped ensure the consistent execution of the collections and each project. And this was really my favorite part about the internship, the up-close collaboration I had with designers and seeing how they develop each collection with a simple idea or a mood board was pretty impressive. So during my internship, there were 3 fashion shows. The first one was the Winter 22 collection in January 2022. I had to work at that show, but because of COVID, I couldn't. The second show was the collaboration with ERL and took place in LA. And everybody in the office went to LA for that show, except the interns. And the final show was the Summer 23 collection. And for this show, I was able to go. I was backstage helping out. It was a pretty amazing experience. I was amazed by everything, every single detail. And I remember actually being the very last person leaving the venue. The crazy thing is that 4 years ago, after finishing high school, I would watch Dior Men shows in my bedroom, and I was amazed by them. And I remember thinking, one day I'd be there. And 4 years later, I was at the Dior Men show helping backstage. And now the goal is to get invited to a Dior Men show as a front row attendee. A lot of people asked me about the workload during the internship, and to be honest, I expected it to be way more intense than it was. I even remember talking to a designer at one point, and he was telling me that at Dior Men, the work is pretty light compared to other houses. Of course, there's times where there's a bit more work and a bit more of stress, especially when the products are launched in the factories in Italy, or when the creative director is here to review the products prototypes. This is where he validates or cancels the products. And there is of course a bit more work during the week of the shows. There are 3 lessons I learned during the internship that I think are great lessons. Throughout my journey to get the internship, I had to face a lot of rejections and setbacks. But I refused to let these obstacles, define me. Instead I viewed each rejection as an opportunity for growth and learning. And every time I would get rejected from an internship, I would always, learn something that I did wrong during the process. And I would learn even more, from not getting the internship. Perseverance was key to getting this internship. And, you need to remember that setbacks and rejections are not roadblocks, but they're stepping stones towards where you want to go. The second lesson is the importance of collaboration. Each department played a unique role contributing their expertise and perspectives to achieve a common goal, which is to make amazing collections. And I really realized that it wasn't a one-man team. It's different teams coming together. It's a collective effort. My third and final lesson is that you really need to be adaptable and flexible. Everything can change in a second, and you really need to be flexible to any situation. I remember sometimes last minute some bags had to be redone with a new material, with a new detail, with a new color, and it all had to be done in 48 hours. A typical example of how you need to adapt to any situation is one time a VIP guest, a renowned UK model, attended the Winter 22 show, and she was lent a bag for the event. But at the end of the show, she decided to keep the bag and she didn't want to return it. And the bag was absolutely needed for the showroom after the show. And the bag had to be redone entirely in Italy and sent back to Paris for the showroom within 24 hours. Overall, it was an amazing experience. I learned a lot during these 6 months. Being behind the scenes and witnessing all the dedication, hard work, and collaboration that goes into creating a collection was pretty mind-blowing, from the initial designs with the designers all the way to the manufacturing process in the factories in Italy. I was involved in every step of the bags and accessories developments, which was really exciting. It was really exciting to see the prototypes take shapes weeks after weeks and make their way onto the runway. What I really liked about the internship was the fact that I was in contact with almost every department in the company, which gave me a broad overview of how the company works. I worked with the designers, with the suppliers in Italy, with the marketing department, with the legal department, with retail, with the showroom. This was probably the most interesting thing about the internship, the fact that I was in contact with almost every department. The only thing I was frustrated with was the fact that I wanted to do more, be more involved. Every day I had a million ideas about everything, but I couldn't really express them because I was, just the intern. But next time I'll do more.